Benson Hedges Cup.
A second consecutive victory in the final of the 1996 Benson Hedges Cup established Lancashire as the undisputed king side of the competition. As we will recall now how that incredible double was achieved, we turn first to the semi-final against Worcester and a match-winning innings by Wasim Akram. Lancashire's hopes of reaching the final in 1995 seemed negligible when Akram came to the wicket, with the score on 129 for 5. 132 runs were still needed from just 17.5 overs, and Worcestershire's total of 261 for 5, which included a Graeme Hicks century, looked to be a winning one. To make things worse, Fairbrother and Austin were then dismissed quickly, and with 7 wickets down and 92 runs needed off 11 overs, all seemed lost. Then Warren Hegg joined Akram. Wasim decided to take on Richard Illingworth, and the innings finally gathered momentum.
And Warren Hegg is the new batsman.
Worcestershire on runs just ahead of Lancashire and better on wickets as well. There is a man out there, but he's not going to be back far enough, I'm afraid. A big hit, particularly when you think it was only just a case of waving the bat at the ball. Didn't bludgeon it away. That's a very hard hit. And it's gone through again. Dangerous place to be out long on with Wasim Akram batting. It's a very good stroke. Just short enough in length and wide enough to give Hegg a bit of room. Another 71 from 8 overs. That is a very, very big hit. Straight into the trees and the refreshment tent and a couple of picnic hampers as well. Very good. Not quite off the middle of the bat, but it's a good over, and it's good cricket from Wasim Akram. Good thinking as well as the strokes he's playing. It's these 2 overs, number 48 and 49, that are all important. That's another long hop. 19 off the over, and that is precisely what was needed by Lancashire. Gone through him, just past his left hand, or Weston. Weston out at deep square. Wasim Akram goes to 53 not out from just 41 balls. And there's high excitement around this ground now. It's a brilliant innings.
Excellent innings. They're getting rattled a little bit. Worcester full toss there. Another full toss. They'll hit them all day. Another boundary, 4 runs. The Lancashire fans are cheering. Worcester are rattled, very definitely.
A slight change of tactics perhaps now that they've realised they only need fractionally better than 1 a ball. Maybe that fewer risks will be taken. You can forget what I said there. Pay absolutely no attention to it, and thank heavens Warren Hegg didn't hear it. That's good cricket, and very, very exciting as well.
I think at this stage of the game, the blood is rushing, the emotions are high.
It's in the air and over the fine leg has been brought in to the circle. That's a lovely shot. just a little gentle turn away on the onside, over the head of that man in the circle. Bowled in, inside edge, onto the stumps. Wasim Akram has gone, and it could be that Lancashire's hopes have gone with him.
Yes, attempted Yorker there. He may look towards the heavens, because Wasim Akram and Warren Hegg were really giving Worcester some stick. Slice of luck maybe, the intention was there, the Yorker, inside edge, onto the stumps. One elated player, another very disappointed, but Wasim Akram really thrilled the crowd and brought Lancashire within a whisker, and certainly near the point where they just might snatch an improbable victory.
Well, there's a good shot. That is brilliant. I can't say it's the shot of the day, but it might have more influence on the game than some of the others. Gary Yates has got that right off the meat of the bat and smashed it away through mid-on.
Well, in the circumstances of the game, it was a terrific shot.
And there's 4 more, a full toss. What a time to bowl a full toss. Going for the Yorker. And now just 2 runs needed for victory from the Lancashire side. It's been a brilliant performance and a great game of cricket, because Worcestershire batted well. And there is the winning run. Yates has speared it away behind point, has beaten the man at short third man, and Lancashire have won a famous victory here. That's been a brilliant game of cricket.
So all in a day's work for the masters of the tight finish, and the reward was a trip to Lords to take on old one-day rivals, Kent. The top order may have failed at Worcester, but they more than made up for it in the final, even after losing the toss and being put in. Mike Atherton tucked into the Kent bowling with relish, and in partnership first with Jason Gallion and then John Crawley, the score rattled along.
Just gave him a little bit of room. Not much.
Good shot. Nicely timed and firmly struck. And turning out to be uncatchable. Fine shot. Right up on his toes. Dean Headley gives chase, but that's a futile gesture.
And that gets through as well. So it's 2 and 2 balls now. Just squeezing to the gap and running away for 4. No great pace on this outfield at Lords today.
.50 for Michael Atherton, and that's a good knock. He's paced himself perfectly. Did have that early let-off, and De Silva dropped the most difficult chance, and now he's reached 50 out of a total of 108 for 1.
Yes, a very sensible innings. Well, this is a lovely shot, just getting inside out and easing the ball through the covers. Didn't try to hit it too hard, just opened the face, got inside it, and it fairly raced up the hill.
Made contact there. It's desperately going to... Oh, it's too far. Too far for Matthew Fleming. That'll be 4. Sliced away, but hit very hard at the same time. Good shot. Very firmly struck. And perfectly placed.
When Atherton finally mistimed a drive to mid-wicket, he had scored 93, and the total had mounted to 201 for 2, with 10 overs still remaining.
That's a good shot. That's John Crawley's strength through mid-wicket.
That's a fine shot. My word, it's a fine shot.
With Crawley in fine form, a total in excess of 300 looked more than possible. But when he fell for 83, Kent staged a revival, and the hope for acceleration never really materialised. Still, the Lancashire total of 274 for 7 was the second highest ever in the final since the competition began in 1972. Kent's reply centred entirely upon the diminutive Sri Lankan, Aravinda de Silva.
Got hold of that one. That's gone all the way. 6 runs to Aravinda de Silva. Has another go. Well, just look at that. 6 more. David Shepherd being kept fully busy.
Partners came and went, 3 of them to the off-spin of Gary Yates.
Oh, bowled him. That's well bowled. Beautifully plotted ball. Yes, gone this time. Graeme Cowdery has given out OBW. And in fact, that's precisely what it's done. Not necessarily on the onside, but Gary Yates has put the man in at fine leg to stop the sweep, and Fleming now has tried to hit it away over extra cover. And he's gone, and so's the 5th wicket.
But still, De Silva pressed on with a dazzling demonstration of drives and pulls.
And the faster ones produced a 4.
Just what Kent required. They got up to 9 and over required, and 2 fours of 2 balls.
Well, somebody's got to play a bit special to get 9.22 runs per over with only 4 wickets left.
And it could be Aravinda de Silva. Super shot. Beautifully placed. And that's a century for Aravinda de Silva. Studded with some glorious shots.
But having reached a brilliant 112 from just 94 balls, he looked to flick Ian Austin once too often over the tavern boundary.
It's caught him. Graeme Lloyd's caught it at mid-wicket. Well, Aravinda had very little option. He really had to play some shots, and some big shots. An excellent catch at deep mid-wicket. A quite superb innings.
Skipper Mike Watkinson supplied the coup de grace with the wickets of Headley and Wren as Lancashire went for the kill and became champions by 35 runs.
Oh, that's hit high in the air. Ian Austin underneath it at long on. Looks very calm, is very calm, takes the catch. And Lancashire are the Benson and Hedges champions for 1995 by the margin of 35 runs.
Somerset had been the only county to defend their Benson Hedges title successfully, but Lancashire went through their group matches in 1996 unbeaten. They had no trouble in adjusting to the new regulations, 50 overs aside, with fielding restrictions in the first 15 overs, and comfortably saw off Gloucestershire in the quarter-final to set up a mouth-watering clash against Rose's rivals Yorkshire at Old Trafford. Rain delayed the start of the match, but an epic to rival the famous Gillette Cup semi-final of 1971 started to unfold.
Well, he's picked that up off what I reckon to be middle stump and smashed it away through mid-wicket. It's not the sort of stroke that's going to inspire the bowler with any great degree of confidence.
Well, what a shot really from David Byers, who says he's not in the best of form, but that's a shot of a man who feels very confident.
That's out, and Byers goes. His first false stroke, very good 22. That just moving across him outside off stump. And Pete Martin takes the wicket. 29 for 1, and we're in the 12th over. That's a fine shot, beautifully timed, and it beats the man at third man. It was in the air. Michael Atherton had a fling at it, but in fact it came right off the centre of the bat and raced away for 4. Another nice shot from Moxon, finding form at the expense of young Glenn Chappell. Great catch. Atherton the catcher. Deep gully, or you might say backward point, but it's the position where he's hung on to lovely catches for England recently. And Michael Vaughan looking for that shot. He's brought him quite a few runs. He's out for 15, and the second wicket goes down for 66.
That was a fierce hit and a beautiful catch. 66 for 2, and Moxon is on 23. Vaughan the man out, brilliantly caught by Atherton, and just coming in now, Michael Bevan.
Wonderful fielding again. Atherton again. Little unlucky to give away the overthrow, but flicked the ball back at the stumps after a brilliant stop in the gully. Well, Michael Atherton is having a field day out there. He's making some brilliant stops. Standing quite deep at backward point, but he's really picking up some full-blooded shots, full-blade shots, and is proving to be really athletic there. Caught him, Atherton again. Well, the ball keeps flying at him, and he pouches every one of them. This time Moxon goes to 25. A fine low catch at backward point. .77 for 3. And so Moxon goes for 25, and the new batsman is Anthony McGrath. Oh, that's well bowled and beautifully caught. Warren Hegg behind the stumps. And McGrath goes without scoring. Beautiful delivery from Steve Elworthy. Well, that's a big strike for Lancashire, who put Yorkshire into bat. 78 for 4 the score.
Just moved enough to find the edge of the angle bat. And very well taken, very cleanly taken by Hegg.
Up they go, and White at first refuses to look up, but he has to in the end because the crowd respond to umpire Ken Palmer's finger going up. Well, Lancashire really on their way now. 5 wickets down for 83 Yorkshire.
It looked an absolute feather. There didn't seem to be any deviation after it left the bat, but there was certainly noise, and he didn't hit the ground. Taken by Hegg, and that is a real problem now for Yorkshire. That's a wonderful stroke. It wasn't quite a skip down the pitch, but it was a twirl and a twist and a whack away on the leg side. Beautifully executed. Michael Bevan's on 49. Long full toss. Little edge. And 53 for Michael Bevan. Good running between the wickets to bring up the 100 partnership between Blakey and Bevan. An excellent performance from them. Bevan is 64, Blakey 44. 183 for 5. It's almost 8 o'clock, but there'll be one more over. In the air, Graeme Lloyd, no chance. Beautiful hit. A wonderful improviser.
Well, Peter Martin thought he bowled a very good ball there. He saw Michael Bevan giving himself room and he tried to bowl the ball into his body. He's a very awkward customer to bowl at.
That's a fine shot by Blakey. He just split the two fielders and they get a third run. Good cricket. That now has allowed Yorkshire to get up to 198 for 5. Richard Blakey has reached 50. Michael Bevan is 73. And this is an outstanding partnership between these two.
Now, there was talk of play going on after 8 o'clock in order to finish the Yorkshire innings, but the Lancashire captain, understandably, was happy to stick with the official playing conditions.
Yorkshire's recovery continued on the second day as Bevan and Blakey flung the bat.
Straight down the ground, good hit. Not quite what Ian Austin had in mind, the long half volley. Peter Martin is the bowler from the Stretford end. He's bowling to Michael Bevan. Oh, that's a great stroke. Reminiscent of that tremendous shot played by Bevan to win the match in Australia at the SCG last year. He hit it straight down that line. In the air, there is a long off. But they need to be back 20 rows of seats to have a chance of picking that up. Good hit from Blakey. Beautifully struck. $155, the partnership now. Oh, that's a great shot. That's his favourite stroke coming towards the end of the limited overs innings. Quite deliberately sliced away over extra cover. Beautiful stroke. Wonderful cricket from Michael Bevan.
Terrific effort there by Bevan and Blakey. They really delivered the perfect demonstration of sensible but hard hitting. And those 4 overs cost Lancashire 52 runs. It took the partnership to an unbroken 167 and the Yorkshire total to 250 for 5 after the 50 overs. Of the bowlers, only the Lancashire captain, Mike Watkinson, really escaped the hammer. 10 overs, 1 maiden, 2 for 30 with his excellent figures. And so Lancashire required 251 at 5.02 runs per over to win the match. We join them now. The last ball of the first over. It's 2 for no wicket, and Gough bowls to Atherton.
Caught by Bias. Brilliantly done. That's well bowled by Darren Gough. First wicket for Yorkshire, and they're very much in the ascendancy this morning. It was nicely taken by Bias. Atherton goes, and Gough has his first scalp, and a very, very important one.
Yeah, no better way to make the England selectors take notice than to bowl out the England captain cheaply. Beautiful delivery that held its line. Michael Atherton goes for naught.
New batsman is Nick Speak, coming out to join Watkinson, the skipper. It's 2 for 1 wicket at the moment. Good stroke for 4. Speak has clipped that away beautifully off his toes.
Lovely use of the hands by Nick Speak. Just using the pace of the ball and just rolling the wrists. Excellent timing.
Bevan. Got him. Brilliantly fielded. What a day Michael Bevan's having. Misjudgment there. And Watkinson goes. There was never a single in it, particularly when he realised that the ball was going to Michael Bevan's throwing hand rather than have him turn and then throw. Bevan has picked it up brilliantly and thrown. Watkinson had no chance of getting back, but he shouldn't have been down where he was.
21 for 2 now, Lancashire. And the new batsman, Steve Elworthy.
That's a great shot. Cover fielders are in quite tight there. And if you lay into it and lean into it, there's every chance the ball will get through.
Yes, I think he's been sent in deliberately to try and play a shot or two, Steve Elworthy. Sent in above Neil Fairbrother and Graeme Lloyd, who are both excellent batsmen. I think he's got to try and get the scoreboard ticking over for Lancashire.
That's in the air. That's caught. Spectacularly caught by Mr. Goff. Oh. Well, it was scooped rather than hooked or pulled straight to Darren Goff, who, with a touch of showbiz, caught it quite comfortably. 36 for 3 then. The wickets, the fall of Atherton and Watkinson and Elworthy, which brings the wicket Neil Fairbrother. Look for 2. Nothing wrong with Neil Fairbrother's hamstrings today. Good sprint for 2 runs there. Oh, it dropped it. Caught him, dropped it. David Byers, Yorkshire captain, unsuccessful juggler.
Well, P. Hartley bowled for this. He's bowled it a little bit quicker and a little bit wider, hoping that Fairbrother would have a go at it, and he did. Oh, well. Caught it twice, dropped it 3 times.
Craig White is the new bowler, 48 for 3. Beautifully timed stroke that. So easy, and the bowlers make it easy for the batsmen too when they bowl full length on about Midland leg stump. But Nick Speak tucked that away.
This man at deep cover. And it's a good piece of work, a lovely pick up and throw. And Yorkshire reckon they've got him. It was beautifully gathered in by Vaughan. Came skirting around to his left-hand side, picked up and threw in the one action. Exactly the way it should be done, slightly off balance, but a good throw on the bounce, and it's good night.
It's out. That's out. That's the one of the wickets they wanted. Chris Silverwood struck. Not particularly good shot from Graeme Lloyd. You see him hitting the bat on the ground, a little bit cross with himself there. Ball was just short of a length, and he sort of fenced at it, trying to guide it or late cut it down to third man, and all he did was just help it on to Richard Blakey. Took a very simple, easy catch. Lancashire 97 for 5. And the new batsman coming in at a, well, awkward moment for Lancashire is Warren Hegg. Yes, nicely played by Neil Fairbrother. He's a very good player at that shot. He waits for the ball as late as possible and then just helps it on the way. deliberately played. Maybe a slight edge in it, but there's no doubt that Warren Hegg intended to take the ball on the rise and steer it over the slips cordon.
Once again, that lovely little late cut, beautifully played by Neil Fairbrother, and you simply can't afford to bowl short at him. Stimp knows that, but he just dragged that down a fraction.
That was a handy bit of footwork there by Craig White. And they've called for the third umpire's view of it all. Fairbrother set off in an early sprint.
I think Fairbrother's got a problem.
It's gone. And Neil Fairbrother is out. That's more than a handy bit of footwork. It was Euro 96.
$161 for 6. Hegg is 34. He was the one who played that ball onto his foot, and then the run out resulted with Fairbrother gone for 59. Ian Austin is the new batsman coming out to join Hegg. Got him. Darren Goff has done it. He's bowled very well today. Good performance.
He's done very well. I'm sure that will have been noticed by Mike Lafferton, England captain, who he got out earlier, and I wouldn't be surprised if one or two of the England selectors are watching this match. Lancashire 174 for 7 now, and the 43rd over. The new batsman, Gary Yates. Oh, that's a good shot. Richard Stemp is in his last over. Gary Yates taking advantage of the spinner ball in his last over and just belted him straight out of the ground. Good footwork down the pitch. Well, is that out? Oh, he's caught it, but he's over the boundary. I think that's 6. Martin Moxon it is at long on. He's lots of experience, but I don't think he could stop himself from falling. The force of the shot. Warren Hegg hits this quite hard. Doesn't quite get the elevation on it and carry that he'd like. And he just falls backwards, does Martin Moxon. And that's 6 more to Lancashire.
Excuse me. Would you mind leaving our ball alone? $50 for Warren Hegg, and a few glares for Gary Yates. Beautiful stroke. Now's the danger time for Yorkshire. Craig White has been welcomed with a fierce blow away over cover. Moxon again, but no chance. That is a tremendous hit. He's given himself a fraction of room outside leg stump and smashed it away over Longoff's head. Brilliant stuff. Is one sensational stroke, I'm here to tell you.
Well, that's an extraordinary shot. Craig White is trying to bowl a Yorker, as he has been on a few occasions, but he's not bowling it very well. It's a low full toss, but even so, he smacked it straight over the fence.
Hold him, and that was what was so desperately needed. It might be a little late, but they had to have a wicket in that Craig White over.
Well, it was a wonderful innings from Warren Hegg. When all seemed lost for Lancashire, he's a man that stood up to be counted and played some magnificent shots.
piece of fielding. McGrath has got him. It wasn't easy. He had to get around to his left, gather it. And the cry was coming from the other end.
Well, Yorkshire and Lancashire have done some good cricket today, but the one thing that stood out for Yorkshire is their fielding. This is the 4th run out, and it was the young, fast legs got there quick, and what a throw. You couldn't throw that better if you had 10 goes at it.
That was brilliant work. Yates played very well. 26 from 19 balls, just what was needed. But now, with just 1 wicket in hand, and 8 runs needed to win, still an over to go after this one from Darren Gough, but it's of crucial importance that Yorkshire got a wicket there. Dear me. That's not at all what was wanted from Craig White. Room for the stroke on the offside and not the right length. 247 now, just 4 to win.
Well, he's bowled some poor deliveries as Craig White, and this is wide, it's on a length, it gives the batsman room to swing the bat. All he had to do was bowl it very full and very straight. He's had great difficulty in doing that throughout his spells.
4 more needed from 5 balls. White called quite correctly by Ken Palmer. The pressure is just as much on the bowlers out there as it is on the batsmen. 3 more runs needed and 4 balls still to come. Get 2, McGrath again, well fielded. Three balls to be bowled and 2 more runs needed. All the fields coming in now. Third man, fine leg, is staying down, but they're going to try and take care of this one by stopping Martin getting a single, but to keep him on for the last 2 balls as well. But they're bringing Darren Gough inside the circle at fine leg now. Still a third man. One gone. Now the third man is coming up as well, so everyone is going to be inside the circle. There are 2 balls to go and 2 runs needed. Now the batsmen are having a chat in the middle of the pitch. It could be that they'll decide to run for anything. If it hits him on the pad, if it goes through to the keeper, but they've got to remember it's 9 wickets down. If the keeper happens to throw down the stumps, they're gone and forgotten. Now it's all changed. Everyone who went inside the circle now going out is third man, Stemp and fine leg Darren Gough. Craig White to bowl, 2 needed from 2 balls. Now we have a little finish. It's fairly brave of Craig White. He's started to swing the ball, which could mean a wide. He's already bowled 1 wide that swung away from the right hand of this over. Now then, one ball to come, providing there's no ball or wide called, and 2 runs to win. He's got it away, and it's the winning run. If he can go fast enough, and he does. Martin has sliced the ball away behind point, and Lancashire have won on the last ball of this tremendously exciting semi-final against their traditional rivals, Yorkshire.
Well, it's a wonderful, thrilling cricket match, and it was fitting that one side won off the last ball.
So the double was still on, but only just. At Lords, Lancashire met a Northampton side, whom they had just beaten in the NatWest Trophy. Would it give them the edge they needed on such a big occasion?
And the first run's off the bat, beautifully timed. That fair raced up the hill towards square leg.
Four as well after the no ball and 3 wides, and suddenly Lancashire are racing away.
Edged away down towards John Embury. That's beautifully taken. There's a top edge from that pull shot. And John Embury knows every inch of this ground at Lords from his many, many years here. All he had to do was make 5 or 6 yards to his right, judge the catch, and he did it beautifully. Dropped in short by Paul Taylor. Mike Watkinson just getting underneath it. And nice, in fact, a nice comfortable catch.
Curtly Ambrose a little bit worried about something at his left hamstring. It's a little bit of cramp or a slight strain.
Well, there is a problem, whatever it is. Curtly Ambrose, not a happy man.
Bit of a limp there. He was sort of clutching at both shins. And in fact, there's a sub coming on now. Now, Paul Taylor is the bowler at the pavilion end. He's switched ends because of the injury to Ambrose. Well, even the change of ends hasn't done a great deal for Taylor. Had problems early on with wides and no ball. He's had, before this over, 20 taken from his 4 overs. And that's 4. That'll go down the hill very fast. There's such a pronounced slope on that side of the ground that anything beats the field generally gets away to the boundary. Beautiful stroke. Now Taylor has a problem. He's in trouble out there. He's bowled wides, bowled no balls. He's been warned or spoken to 3 times by the umpires for running down the pitch too close to the line of leg stump. And now he's taking a bit of a hammering. It's 6 overs for 35 for him.
50 comes up.
Now Curtly Ambrose is back on. Now he's gone to slip, and that's an indication that he's not totally fit. Have to do quick. Well, they're going to ask for that. It was the misfield that just took it around to the fielder's hand. It just made the difference of a yard or so. Penberthy's the man.
Well, he's out. Just failed to make that. Just a fraction. Jason Gallion run out to 17.
shot. So this is a good start for John Crawley. .59 for 2. And Crawley has given it a nice flourish of the bat there. Lovely free swing away through extra cover.
Well, David Capel's been able to make this ball swing just as Pemberthy has at the other end. But it's about control. You can't bowl leg stump at people on this pitch. And that brings up the 100 for Lancashire in the 25th over. Well, they're appealing for a leg glance. Yes, he's going. I think there was some doubt in the batsman's mind as if it would be given out by the umpire, but in the end I think John Crawley knew he'd glanced it and decided to walk. I don't think he really wanted to go. It was such a fine tickle.
Now it's Neil Fairbrother on his way out to the centre to join the England captain.
And that's out. Well, Michael Atherton's batted quite nicely, but the old stager John Embury has done it. He's broken the partnership that was developing quite nicely for Lancashire. Rob Bailey was the man at mid-wicket. It was an easy catch in the end. It was short of a length. Thought he saw it short enough to pull it over the man at mid-wicket, but pulled it straight at him. 131 for 4 now, Lancashire.
Fine shot, that's nicely placed, that's carried. And he gets 4 for it. Well, this contest between John Embury and Neil Fairbrother now developing. Good use of his feet there by Neil Fairbrother. Got himself into a good position. It's all about timing the run. Just as the ball's being released, Fairbrother made his move. Cracking shot. Just to Rob Bailey's right hand. There are men out at deep cover and long off, but none of them were going to get round to that one. Great shot. Well, nothing much Northants fielders could have done about that. It was just up there again in the slot, and Graeme Lloyd unleashed. 1 bounce and 4.
Taylor's got him. Might have been a little assist there from an inside edge, which we'll perhaps see from the replay. But that is a vital wicket for Northants. They desperately needed another one there. Lloyd is gone. Fairbrother is still there on 37, though.
Well, it's the end of a super little innings, really. He was going for the same gap. Just hit a little bit more across it. But they just had Northants reeling. Graeme Lloyd and Neil Fairbrother. The 26 of 25 balls. Didn't sound a lot of runs, but in the context of the match, it was an excellent little cameo.
Warren Hager's the new batsman. That's safe and 4. The sort of thing that happens to you when you're pushing through in the last 10 overs, trying to make runs, you're going for unorthodox strokes, the bowlers suffer. And the 200 is up for Lancashire. Fairbrother is there working away and has made 46. He's got him. That's great cricket. Embury beautifully poised over the stumps, took it well. Hager's gone. And that is 202 for 6 now. Brilliant piece of cricket. Ian Austin is the new batsman, 203 for 6. Looking for 2, but Austin won't be able to do it. Fairbrother gets his 50. That's good innings. He is renowned as an outstanding limited overs player. I still hold to my opinion that he's been badly served by the selectors, but he should have played much more Test cricket than has been the case. A great stroke, blistering straight drive, and Capel coming around the wicket was angling the ball in. Didn't go Fairbrother too much.
Well, it doesn't matter which side of the wicket you bowl to Neil Fairbrother when he's going. He's a difficult customer.
Straight down the ground, one bounce, and clattering into the side screen. Ian Austin, a powerful hitter. Not averse to throwing the bat in these crucial last overs of the innings. He made great contact with this one. Bowling. Well, that one seemed to skid through low. And it might have come a little bit late for Northamptonshire, but they'll be delighted to see the back of Neil Fairbrother. So adept at this form of cricket, Neil Fairbrother. And he's played another wonderful little innings today. Having played the last ball away on the offside, looking to try and get this one through the leg side field. A swing and a miss. But Neil Fairbrother taking a very warm reception here as he comes back in the pavilion. 63 runs off 70 balls. That's been a very fine innings. Gary Yates is the new man in. Just 9 deliveries remaining in this innings. Straight down to deep square leg and easily taken. Tony Pemberthy, the man down there. And 2 wickets in 2 balls for David Capel. And Gary Yates will be a bit disappointed. It was right up there and he clipped it away pretty sweetly, but just straight towards deep square leg. And he hardly had to move. That's well placed. Kevin Curran gets out there, deciding to use the foot. He was just uncertain as to whether or not, if he went for it with his hands, whether he might just overstep the rope. Well, he's caught it. Would you believe it? That is an extraordinary catch. And an extraordinary reaction. You cannot get cooler than that. Curtly Ambrose just stuck a hand out. Ian Austin can't believe it. You can't blame him for smiling. He really hit that right out of the meat of the bat. And I think 28,000 people were looking for the ball, screaming down towards that straight boundary at the nursery end. Curtly Ambrose had the whole thing under control. Just look at this. Gives himself room, smashes it straight back in. And Curtly Ambrose, probably as much as anything else in self-defence, just coolly takes the catch. And that was travelling.
2 more runs were added, and the total 245 for 9. Well, the foundation of the innings, a good innings by Atherton and support from John Crawley. Fine stroke play by those two. But really, Neil Fairbrother is always the icing on the cake. 63 off 70 balls, and that included 6 fours. But not quite the finish Lancashire would have wanted towards the end. 245 for 9. So that means there was some good bowling about, as well as some loose bowling initially. Ultimately depended on Capel, 2 for 37 off his 8, and Ambrose, of course, 10 overs, 1 for 35, still bowling Yorkers, though at half pace. And John Embury, quite superb, 10 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 39. And so Northants required to win 246 runs at 4.92 runs per over.
But in that time, Austin has got his away swinger working. First breakthrough for Lancashire. And Capel is gone. A little quicker. Change of pace from Ian Austin and the away swinger. Ball going down the hill.
Yes, I think it was the pressure of 2 maiden overs. No runs being scored by the Northants batsman. David Capel thought he could have a little dart at something and get some runs on the board. But it was a good delivery, nice length. Just left him down the hill, and that's a brilliant start for Lancashire.
But in Fordham goes. Austin is having an inspired spell here. He made some valuable runs towards the end of the Lancashire innings, and now he's claimed his 2nd wicket. Fordham goes.
Yes, and I feel the fall of the wicket came about again through pressure. The opening bowlers putting pressure on the batsman, bowling good line and length. Inside edge here. The ball was good length again, just nipping back. The batsman dragged it on. But you've got to give credit to the 2 opening bowlers. They have bowled superbly, very, very tight indeed. The new bowler is young Glenn Chappell from the pavilion end. Well, that's the first really authoritative shot that Northants have played for some time. Short of a length delivery at medium pace and pulled away quite easily. Oh, that's too short as well. Lovely shot by Richard Montgomery. Well, that's not quite as well middle, but I think it's going to be middle well enough to get to the boundary. Runs very quickly down that hill. And that's really got all the Northants supporters cheering. They were beginning to think that that scoreboard would never get moving around.
Oh, that's a superb shot. They really put some venom into that wrist work there. 174 more runs from 29 overs. It's a call of 6 and over. Very good shot. They beat the fielder because the timing was so good. There's just a chance that a really athletic dive might have cut that off, but plenty of force in that from Rob Bailey. Or it may not. That's exactly how he started at the other end, dropping short to Richard Montgomery, who just helped himself.
That's the comparison. Lancashire, after 15 overs, 59 for 2. After 25, they're 102 for 2 against Northants 92 for 2. So there's not all that much in it.
That's good. That's out. Got caught. Little dart. Wants to off nuts out the off stump. And Warren Hegg, one of the agile behind the stumps. The Northants captain goes. He'll be very disappointed. And this is how it happened.
Now we're just getting back on track with this partnership. It's a big leg cutter again from Glenn Chappell, who's been astray with his line and length, and suddenly the last over or so he's got back on track. And Bailey goes out for 46 from 89 balls. That was the partnership they had to break.
Kevin Curran is the new batsman.
Big appeal, he's got him down the leg side. And that's the end of Richard Montgomery. Gary Yates striking in disappointing fashion as far as Montgomery is concerned. That little tickle down the leg side means it's the end of his innings. 42 runs made in 56 deliveries.
Well, it's a strange way to get out. The ball pitching on and turning down leg side. A little touch to the keeper, who anticipated it very well, did Warren Hegg.
Big swing of the bat. Crawley's underneath it. 6 runs. Took the catch well, but couldn't control himself. Couldn't stay inside the rope. And in carrying it over, that counts as 6.
It was a wonderfully athletic catch. He knew he had no room at all for manoeuvre. It's just the last half stride. Well, he's got another opportunity now. He won't muff this one. Well done. You don't often get 2 chances, but Crawley has, and he's going to be marked by his teammates.
Well, that was a very good catch in the end. It went higher than the first one. The first attempt came relatively flat at him. This one seemed to hang in the sky forever. Russell Warren trying to repeat the dose, still eyeing up that grandstand balcony. And that ball just seemed to swing away at the end, but John Crawley kept his hands high, always kept his eye on the ball, and completed the catch. And as Richie Benno says, you don't often get the chance to make amends quite so quickly.
That's in the air, beautifully struck. Great effort on the boundary again by Crawley. But that ball just flew past him.
Yes, Northants need a couple of really good overs now, where they get a few boundaries and bring that run rate per over down.
And that should be out. Called for the third umpire. Walton went for the cut and he missed it. Instinctively went for the run, even though the ball was still in the keeper's hands. Warren Hegg couldn't believe his luck.
And he's out. Well, he's got a handsome applause because he deserves it. 28 or 26 balls when everything seems to be just got a little bit wrong for Northants, but he's brought them back into the game with Kevin Curran and given them an outside chance still of victory.
That's in the air and caught. Very safe hands. John Crawley at deep point. And so the main threat to Lancashire. Kevin Curran has gone. In the 44th over, it's 186 and the 7th wicket is down. And it now looks to be almost all over for Northants. All over. And Ian Austin really is a difficult man to get away at this stage of the game.
Yes, Ian Austin looks a fairly innocuous medium pacer, but he's done some really good work for Lancashire over the last few years. Seems to have a good head on his shoulders. He deceived John Embury quite easily there.
Coming back for the second, and that's out. It was a desperate bid by Tim Walton, running on behalf of Curtly Ambrose. He knew he had to push it. And despite that dive at the end, that desperate dive at the end, he couldn't make it. So Curtly Ambrose has to tuck his bat under his arm. He's technically run out for 10.
It's such a desperate situation that it called for a desperate measure or two. They weren't getting run through trying to hit it. And that's a magnificent decision by the umpire, George Sharp. That was tight. So tight, he didn't even call for the third umpire. And yet he got it right. Curtly Ambrose run out 10, 12 balls. Tried hard, but the task was just too steep.
It's all over. Lancashire have won the Benson Hedges Cup by 31 runs. And Ian Austin is the man to finish it all off with his 4th wicket of the innings. So a very fine piece of bowling by Ian Austin. Wraps it all up for Lancashire. They can start their celebrations now in earnest. The team, the supporters, all those that have followed them down here to this final. And once again, it was just a game too far for Northampton. Lancashire's excellent one-day record continues. That's the first trophy of the season decided, and it's their name on that trophy.
So Lancashire once again rose to the occasion to claim a record 4th win in the competition with a magnificent all-round performance. Under the leadership of Mike Watkinson, they are undoubtedly now one of the finest Lancashire limited over sides ever. Every player in the squad is a potential match winner, and their combined individual skills transform into that magical quality, team spirit. With past successes under their belt, they believe they can win any match from any situation. And just ask their opponents, they often do. So Lancashire became Benson Hedges Cup winners in 1995 and 1996. And who would bet against 3 in a row in 1997?